Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's kind of an extension on my Brian May Rhapsody acoustic guitar video, which you can see here. I'm actually I'm just getting ready to go off to do a gig. And it's been a while since we've been on a little journey, you and me. So I figured I'll do like an extension video and I'll show you what it sounds like live and then give you my opinions on it and all that kind of thing. So if you haven't seen the first video, then please go and watch that first, or you can just watch this one, it's fine. Anyway, this is the guitar in question. It's a Brian May Rhapsody Electric Acoustic. Just quickly, the story behind this one is quite a unique one. This one was actually one of the very first ones and was a gift actually from Brian May to an old friend of mine who sadly passed away recently, and this was donated to me by his wife. So I'm really excited to try this out. I have showcased this in my live stream, my last live stream, and also the other video as I just mentioned. But I'm really excited to try this out in a live situation, as this is probably going to be my go-to guitar. So we've arrived at the gig. It's the Royal British Legion in Farnham, or Farnborough, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, it's one of those kind of gigs. So here's me with the gear, setting up. I'm using my Boss loop station, my RC30, which is pretty standard for me. I use it for every single gig, and my TC Helicon Harmony Singer. I may do a review on that at some point. Brilliant little bit of kit as well. Using the Yamaha Stage Pass 400i, sorry, I forgot what it was, which I've had for years and years. Great bit of kit, and just one speaker for this job. It doesn't have to be that loud. A lot of old people. So there's the little black one, and there is Brian ready to rock and all roll. Right, so we've got Brian on the bench. Don't worry, he's not broken. But I did notice last night at the gig that the notes aren't even on the low strings on the Piezo. So there's a way to sort that out. So I'm going to whip these strings off and I'll show you. Usually the problem is where the height's been taken down on the bridge. It's not perfectly straight. This one does look quite straight, but it is dirty. And it's got bits of debris and stuff on there. And that may be causing it not to contact the magnetic strip properly, or the Piezo properly. So I'm just going to clean that edge off, make sure it's nice and clean and has contact with the Piezo across the whole of the bridge. You probably can't see, but I can also see it's straight that way but not that way, and goes off at a slight angle. So I'm going to make sure that is as perfect as it can be. It only takes a slight variation and it can affect the volume of individual strings. What I mean by that is, like, some strings will be louder than other strings, and you don't want that. Just going to use a piece of sandpaper and just gently file it on a flat surface until it's level. and that is much better. So I'm happy that that's straight and flat. I'm going to whop that back in. Now while I've got the strings off, I'm tempted to wire in my Harley Benton sound hole pickup. I've done that before, you can see a video on that here, and I've got some good results doing that. I'm not a massive fan of Piezos, they are a bit quacky, and I was struggling last night to get rid of that quackiness, but by blending it in with the sound hole pickup you can get a really good natural sound. So while it's off, I'm tempted to do that. So yeah, I have decided to do that. So I've got the jack socket out, it's got some shrink wrap around it which I'll have to cut off. This is the only mod I'm going to do on this guitar. I actually loved playing this guitar last night. It was just, I couldn't quite get the sound I wanted, and I know that this will improve it a lot, and it is totally reversible as well, so if I want to put it back to its original state I can. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Shrink wrap removed, a simple 2-wire of course. One will be earth, one will be the positive, so we just need to figure out which is which. Very simple wiring. Positive was the white wire from the Harley Benton pickup, and the negative was the bare wire, so I just wired them in to the jack, and now they are both working. It was working, Piezo is working, and the volume works on the Piezo, but the sound hole pickup stays on, so you can blend the Piezo in with the sound hole, which is fantastic. Okay, so I've taped it all back up. I'm going to put it back in and then string it all up and see, or hear, what it sounds like. Often what I find, especially with new guitars, is that you can get a great sound in the studio and you're like, yeah, that's awesome. And then it's a completely different thing when you go gigging, especially with acoustic guitars. Last night, my first impressions of playing this guitar live was it's awesome to play. It's so comfortable to play. Having access to all those frets at the top was amazing for the lead work and stuff like that. But I could not get rid of that quacky kind of Piezo sound, which was quite distracting. Like I said before, there was imbalances in the string volumes as well. So in the end I did have to put it down and pick up my little black one to finish the gig off, because it was wearing me out and I was just fiddling the whole time with the EQ. Doing this method has worked really well for me in the past. So I've wired it up like this with the sound hole pickup, and I've got it going through the same speaker as I had last night. So this is with the EQ off, so it's just the sound hole pickup. Nice and warm and everything. I'm just using the camera mic for this at the moment. I'll do a proper demo with everything mic'd up, maybe at the end of this video or the next video, we'll see. So now what I can do is I can blend in the Piezo with the sound hole, which gives me access to the EQ as well, which gives it a nice brighter sound. Really glassy. I'm feeling it's a lot warmer, it's not so quacky, so I can have as much of the Piezo as I want. Or none at all. The EQ setting on the PA is flat, so I can adjust it there. I might have to earth this guitar, and you can see how I did that in this video. Alright, another interesting thing I forgot to mention is with this wired up this way, this sound hole pickup, I've got the battery out, there's no battery in it, and it'll still work because it's a passive pickup, but the volume also still works. So it's a good backup if your battery goes, but also I'm liking the sound of that on its own without the piezo, so I might just play it like that. But it's nice to have the volume as well. Obviously the rest of the EQ doesn't work because it's not powered, but that might be an option too, so we'll go with that. See what happens. Right, so I've got a kind of a balance between the sound hole pickup and the piezo setup. If I put the tuner on, then it's just the sound hole. Turn the tuner off. So I do have a few tone options now, so I'm going to take this to the gig. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to take obviously my little black one. I might take the vintage as well because I'm really digging the sound of that. I might try that for a couple of songs just to see what that's like with the humbucker in it, which you can see a video of me doing that right here. Anyway, so let's get off to the next gig. So I'm at the thatched house in Felpham, a good old drive out in the rain. So this is kind of a rowdy pub. You'll hear in the sound test in a minute. They were quite loud, a lot louder than me. So I did initially set up the busking amp, but it wasn't cutting over all the shouting and the loud conversation. So I did use the PA. I used the Yamaha again. So there you go. That was in my opinion, that was a mild improvement. It still had that little bit of quackiness on the piezo, so I will probably look at it further. But putting the sound hole pickup in and blending it did help a lot. I felt it was a lot warmer, a lot more responsive, and the notes were more level in volume as well. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Maybe you could try this out yourself. Let me know how you get on in the comments, or let me know if you've got any other ideas on how to improve piezo setup. I know you can use EQ pedals and things like that, DI boxes and stuff. It can all make a difference. Yeah, let me know in the comments. And if you do like this kind of video and you like my channel, then please do like, comment and subscribe. Helps me out in a big way. Peace. Till next time. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you like my YouTube show, hit like and comment and get involved. If you dig my vibe, then hit subscribe and never miss an episode of my YouTube show. Until next time.